What's going on? Welcome back. Today's video will be about Razor Black. We will go over the Razor Black room. Razor Black room is all about doing and conducting penetration testing and privilege escalation on Active Directory machine. Through this room, we will be answering the questions laid down here, and while I answer each question, I will explain how I found the answer. So first thing first, we start off as a basic pen testing process. So to save time, I just did the Nmap scan for all the ports. I found out I have several open ports. Among the ports, I've got Kerebroasting, I've got NetBIOS and LDAP. Here we have also NFS for NFS file shares, and also I have MS Microsoft WBT server, which means that there is an RDP ports open. So what do we do next? Since we know that there is NFS file share here, so we try to see if there are shared directories or shares mounted. So we issued a command show mount -e and the IP address. So indeed, we see that there is one share called users. So to mount the share, we issued a command sudo mount, specify the type, NFS, the version, and the IP address, followed by the share, which is users. And then we specify the destination. The destination is a directory in our machine that will hold the shared folder. We created the directory beforehand by issuing make directory user thm. Now, as you can see here, when I go to users thm and list the contents, I have one Excel file and one text file. By cutting the text file, I get the first flag. So the answer to the first question is, what is Steven's flag? This is the flag. Now for this one, all you have to do is just do nmap scan sudo nmap -sv and here you go, the IP address, change it. I forgot to do this one actually, so let's do it now. Specify the port because RDP holds information about the domain name. So we issue the nmap scan on this port to get information about the domain name, the NetBIOS name, the computer name, the DNS name. You will find the details. The answer is here, which is this domain name. All right, now this is the flag. We get the flag. So what do we have next? What is the zip file password? So there is a zip file we need to download and crack the password in order to find out what is the password. And of course, we're interested to find out the content of that zip file. Given that we have SMB shares, by looking at the results of Nmap, we see we have 139, 2049, so 135 as well. So it means we have SMB file share or SMB server running on the machine. So the SMB share holds information about the zip file that we want to download. Before that, we want to make use of the Excel file here, the employee status. If you open the employee status Excel file, you will find first names and last names. This means you will have to create a user list. But for Active Directory, in order to make that user list usable, you will have to follow a certain format. So basically, don't copy the content of the employee status all as it is. What you have to do is to create a file called users. Let me show you the content. Nano users rz. So these are the users. In the Excel file, you will find the same. Instead, you will see ports and the rest of the words as a separate last names. And the first letter is the first letter of the first name. This is the format in the Active Directory users. You have to type the first letter of the first name, and then you follow it by the last name. And then you create the user list. So after creating the user list, we will need a password in order to log into the SMB share, because logging with SMB share in this machine is not allowed without a username and password. So somehow we have to use, or we have to utilize the user list here and acquire a password. So one way to do that, since we have Kerebroasting open here, the port 88 is open, we can do ASREProsting. So let me remove this one. cd repo Well, I guess I have to mount the, let's see what I have to do. So let me grab the command from here. Nope. Let's see, sudo mount all right, go to in packet. So we will use get np-users.py to perform ASREProsting. In the process of ASREProsting, we aim at extracting a hash, okay? ASREProsting hash. So the command is, let's see, where is the file? Get np-users, Python 3, yes, it is ready. Let me change only the IP address. So in this command, we use get np-users.py and we specify the domain name, the user file. The user file is the file that we extracted from the Excel sheet. We don't have a password, right? Specify the domain, the IP address of the domain name, a domain machine, and the format that we would like the hash to be in is hashcat. So in order to use hashcat to find the password, hit enter. No such file or directory. Yep. So here it is RZ. This is the old file name. And indeed, you've got one password, one hash. What you have to do is go back to the terminal, say nano ASREP hash txt or hash, paste. Now use hashcat to find the password, hashcat -m18, and this is the command. Of course, replace the Williams file with the file ASREP, and you're good to go. Why we chose 18,200? Because it's the mode for ASREProsting hashes or Kerebroast ASREProsting hashes. So use this mode. Once you enter, you will find the password. I'm going to show you the password after a while, but make sure to run the command and do it on your own because it takes time. I will jump immediately to the password. So the password is roast potatoes. Once we get the password, we will use the username and password to log in finally to the SMB share to extract the zip file. So SMB map. Let's change on that. So yeah, I always lose the IP address of any machine I practice. Okay. Now -u, the username is T Williams. -p, the password is roast potatoes. Why T Williams, if you ask me? Because when you run the this one, as you can see, this is the hash for the user T Williams. So the username that will be used in the SMB command is Williams or T Williams. Enter. Now we will be presented with the list of shares that you have got access to. Now, unfortunately, trash, we don't have access to trash. The trash is the one or the share that contains the zip file. So with the current set of credentials, we don't have access to the trash. So what we will do here, we have to find out or have to try with another user. But we don't have the list of users who can log into the SMB share. We have the list of users from the Excel sheet. These lists of users are tried, or we tried these lists of users for in the ASREProsting, right? But we can't try them in the SMB map. So what we do here, we go to Metasploit and search for SMB, and the type is auxiliary, and I'm going to choose login scanner, or enumerate the user first. Enum users, use this one. use show options, set our hosts. I hate this. I hate the step setting the IP address because you have to take this now. Fuck. Let me go back. Okay, set SMB pass. The password that we will try is roast potatoes. Set SMB user T Williams. Okay. Run. Wait a minute. So I guess we used the wrong one. Let's try login scanner. So use, nope, I'm pretty sure this is the correct one. SMB user, SMB pass, the pass is roast potatoes, the user is T Williams, our host is correct. Let me check one more time. Unium users, do we have another one? The username is T Williams, that's correct. The password is roast potatoes, potato. The password is wrong. Set SMB pass roast potatoes. Run. Okay, now it worked. Here is the list of the users that the scanner has found. So what you do here, you copy these 4 users to a word list or a user list, as I did here. So cat users SMB. This is the list of users. Now what you do here, you're gonna go back and use login scanner. So we will try to see how many of these users use the same password, which is roast potatoes. So use show options, set our hosts, again the same one, fetch the IP address. Okay, set SMB pass roast potatoes. Set. Now here we will use a user file. User file. The user file is located in this directory. Okay, run. So we have 2 successful attempts. The one we already have, which is T Williams, and the one that we don't have, which is S Bradley roast potatoes. So we used the set of credentials here to log into the SMB map, see if that user has got some sort of read access on the share. So S Bradley. Oh, come on. Authentication error. What is wrong now? So I guess we need to change the password then. smb pass wd. Now here we specify the old password. The old password is roast potatoes. The new password will be one I choose. Okay, now login with SMB, change the password to indeed, the user S. Bradley has got access to trash. Now use SMB client to log in, just change the IP. The password now. dir. So now actually finally we have arrived, or we have got the zip file. Now what to do here, let's set prompt off and recurse on. We don't want to be prompted every time we download a file. Mget everything. Okay, exit ls. So indeed we have got the zip file, chat log, and nothing else. So now we have to crack this file. We will use zip2john, use the input file as use the zip file as an input file, and forward the output hash to exp or experiment hash. Now cat exp hash. Now we've got the hash of the file. What we will do here, we'll use join the ripper. The command is -- word list and specify the file. After you enter, you will find that the password, type -- show. No password hash is left to crack. What's happening here? Double dash. Anyway, the password will be, you will find that the password is, something is wrong with my machine, I don't know how, so we don't have time to resolve it now. So basically the password is this one. Now the next one is to find the hashes for some users. These are the first principles of every user in the Excel sheet. So basically this user corresponds to a user called, let me go back, cat users rz. So lvtrova is the username mentioned here, but this is the first name. Okay, this is the first name. We have to find out the hash and the flag, the same way with Zian and the flag. So how to do that? So since we have got access to a zip file, let's unzip this file. Good idea, right? Okay. Now let's take the password. Paste. Now upon unzipping the file, we have got access to a database of hashes. We need to crack this database is special to Windows Active Directory. So we have to crack this database. We use secrets dump, but the mode will be offline. So go back to in packets, and now Python 3 secrets dump, and this is the command. So basically specify -system and then specify the system file. Don't forget the path. Also -NTDS by saying that we would like to specify NTDS database, and then local forward the output to a file, which we will output to the same directory. Put here hashes v1.txt. Yeah, the file name is wrong, so it should be system.hive. Let's inspect the hash file or the database. So go to desktop. Oh, come on, where? Okay. Repo. No, here. Okay. So hashes version 1. I guess the command is not finished yet. So let's open the file. This is the file. As you can see, we have too many hashes. So we can't just go about cracking them, right? We will just sort them. So let me remove these lines. So if we go over the file, what we would like to do here, we would like to separate the hashes from the usernames. So the only way to do that is with the cut command. But before using the cut command, we have to get some stuff straight. The first one is we have to know how many fields we would like to separate and what is the delimiter. The first field is the username. The second field is, as you can see, the identifier, and then we have the hash. So how many fields? 1, 2, 3. So you have about 3 fields separated by 4 fields actually. 4 separated by colons as a delimiter. So what we do here, let's use cut to separate the usernames from the passwords or from the hashes. So cat hashes v1. So in the first field, we aim to separate the usernames. So let's separate the usernames into a file called users v2. Let's examine the file. Yep, except these lines, we also got the user's file. Good. Now next we have to separate the hashes. So type here hashes and change the field number to 4. Now again, go back to the file and open hashes v2. Indeed, we have got the hashes. So what do you do now? In order to find out the correct match between the users and the hash, we will have to use crackmap exec. Through crackmap exec, we know we can try different usernames with different hashes and see which one can work. So the command is crackmap exec, and this is the command. Let me grab the IP. Okay, change the IP. Only change the IP address here. Put the username as lvtrova, because lvtrova is the username we would like to find the hash for as per the question. And here put the name of the file, which is hash v2. Run this command for a while and you will find that the hash for this user, which will work, is this one. Okay, let me copy that. Now, next question is, what is the flag? To find the flag, you have to log in with that username, but this time not to SMB, because we have indeed logged into SMB and we have taken advantage of what is in there. We have to use evil winrm. So we try to get the first shell. So specify the hash, the username, and don't forget to change the IP address. Again, we have to retrieve the IP address every time. Enter. And we should get the first shell on the system. Hopefully it will work. And hopefully it will work fast. Okay, now we logged in. dir, find the flag, nope, go back. dir, and you have an XML file. Type so see here we have a file, XML file, and there is something mentioned about PS credential, PowerShell credential. System management automation, PowerShell credential, and we have URI is here and encoded string. So I guess we have to do some encoding and decoding here. But since we have PS credential here, it means that we will have to get network credential method. To find out more about this method, let me guide you here. So go to PS credential, PowerShell. Here is information about the method. So we will follow the process here, the same process to decode the string. So first we will define a variable called credential. Import CLI XML path, and then we will specify between double quotes the path of the XML file. Let's check lvitrova XML, L and double quotes. So we set the variable credential. Now we will use that variable in the command, which is get network credential. And here dot the field we would like to decode, which is password. And here you go, the flag. Okay, next one. The same process to find the password for Zian and the flag for Zian. Okay, so how do you find the password for Zian? So previously we used, let's go back. We listed, or we created a list of users and list of hashes. We found the list of users and the list of hashes by performing ASREProsting, if you remember that. At this time, we have a valid set of credentials. We have lvitrova and we have the hash of this user. We can directly try to get the service principal names of other users. So let's see. Python 3 get user SPN. This is the command. So basically what's gonna happen now, I know it's kind of messed up command, but here is the IP. We changed it. And then we have the domain name slash the username. The hashes you have just found by using crackmap exec dash request to request the ticket granting tickets, and then we forward the output to a file called zianhash v2.txt. So go to, I don't know where to go. So here's okay. ls zianhash v2.txt cat zianhash. And indeed we have got here a hash, Kerebroasting hash. So to find out the password, again, we use hash cat. So hash cat -m18200, and then specify the username. In this case, the username is Zian. So nope, not Zian actually. So username here, yeah, Zian actually, right? But I don't know why I specified too late. This is confusing me actually. Let me cancel this one. The file here is Zian as a file hash, and then we use user wordless rocky.txt, etc. at the end of the command, and you enter, you will find the password for the user Zian to be this one. Make sure it is the same as this one. You will need it. Now to find the flag, let's log in now and have another shell with this user. So evil when rm. Let's go back, grab the damn IP from here. And then specify the username. The username is ZND3, ZN1D3. Oh my god, what kind of usernames? Okay, so here we get the password. Log in. The same way we found the flag for the user Elvitrova, we do the same for the user ZN1D3. We will use the method ps credential from PowerShell to perform the same steps, and you will get the flag. So while this is being in progress, let me perform the next step. What is that? Okay, so I don't need this one anymore. Clear. So the next step is, what is the root flag? So the root flag, unfortunately, we have to wait for this one. Okay, so it worked. Now we are logged in as ZN1D3. cdback dir, and you have the same XML file. What you will do, you will see the content first of the file. Perform the same steps here, except you will have to change the file name. Okay, now next one. Password. And this is the flag. Now to go from ZN1D3 to root privilege, first we have to see the current privileges of that user. So who am I /all. So among the privileges, we have SeBackup or SeBackupPrivilege. To exploit SeBackupPrivilege, you have to follow a certain set of instructions. You can find the instructions in here, backup one here. So you will need those two DLL files and to create a shadow disk shadow. SeBackup. I forgot where the page actually, so let me try to find it. Okay. So first we have to create a file called disk shadow. So here is the explanation of why we have to go through this process. Technically, we have to do some backup migration, and then after doing that, we will be able to download the database of the hashes. So let's take this, add this, and go to my machine. So here's okay, nano, disk shadow. And don't forget that you have to do there is one trick in this file, which is adding letters to the last word of every line. So for me, here we have to choose the directory to which we will download the database. For me, I'm going to get back and create one directory to hold the contents. Okay, so for me, make dir, say it is temp, or let me do it at the end or at the beginning of the C drive. cd back. So now we have one tip directory. I'm gonna cd to that directory and go back to my file here, modify all of this, and type here temp example cap, and type here 1 s n p e e. Why do you have to do that? Maybe in your case you won't need to do that, but in my case I had to do it because whenever I run the disk shadow, whenever I run this file, the shell is eating out the last letter of every line. So I have to repeat the last letter of every line in order to balance out the process. So save and go back to upload disk shadow. So next we have to upload the DLLs. Before uploading the DLLs, you have to execute the backup script by issuing disk shadow /s and the script file. So now just type this command and execute. See, here we have got one problem. Okay, so I think it is not eating the last letter out, so I'm gonna have to cancel what I did. This is fine. So remove the S. Now it makes sense actually, but the first attempt for me, it wasn't doing like this. It was just eating out everything I put. Okay, now what is we have to upload again. Disk shadow.txt. Finally, run. Set purpose on. As you can see here, that's what I was talking about. The last letter was supposed to be N, and it was omitted. Okay, let's go back. So here, just type N P E E P. So now it worked. Nope, it didn't work. One last step didn't work, which is, let me check. So here at the create, this is too much ridiculous actually. I mean, I can't handle that ridiculousness, but I'm gonna write the wave and re-upload. Yeah, yeah. Finally, it has worked. Okay, after the backup has been successful, what we have to do now, we have to transfer the DLL files. So go back, as per the steps, transfer the two DLL files to the machine. These are the DLL files, just use wget. So let's go to my machine first. The file name, okay. Next one, same, but change the file name to the next one. Okay. Now to the shell, just upload both files. Yes, thank you very much. You were too quick for me. Upload the next one. Next, we have to import the module, or we have to import these two DLLs using a PowerShell command. Of course, after Mr. Quick finishes the process, I'm gonna type the command. So use import module to import both DLLs. This is the first one, and then you have to repeat the same process for the next one. And then you have to go back to find what is next on the pipeline. Next is we copy file backup privilege. Okay, just copy the same command, but we have to change the destination directory. So here, and given that we used temp here as destination directory, here we are just copying the NTDS database dash, yeah. Okay, next one. We extract the system hive. Temp system. Okay, now we have successfully downloaded, or we have successfully extracted the database or the hashes database. All left is to download these both files and crack the hashes the same way we did when we extracted the zip file at the very beginning of this video. Now issue the command download. It's gonna take some time, unfortunately for me and for you. So basically, after you download the NTDS.dit, and don't forget also to download the system file, issue the same command for NTDS.dit and for system. You will be able to download both files to your system. It's gonna take quite long time, and you will end up with these both files on your system. So what you have to do now, you have to go to npacket and issue secrets dump on both files. The same command here. Yeah, that's it. So instead, don't forward the output to a file. Let the output be displayed on the screen. And here specify the file for NTDS. And next one, since we have already acquired system.hive previously, we change the file name to system only. Issue the command and you will be presented with the administrator hash. So now I'm gonna log in directly because these steps take long time. Okay, so basically I just want to be quick, and now I'm gonna log in to the machine again using the administrator hash we have just acquired. Now eval win rm -i -h, here we put the hash, the L is the username or U is the username, administrator, the IP address, because this machine was pain in the ass. It stucks too much and it's too slow, and I have to repeat the same step over and over again just because the machine is disconnecting. So that's why I'm trying to be fast, outlining the steps as much humane as I can. Now, so we are logged in as administrator. We have to retrieve the flag for the administrator. So cdback dir, and you have the root XML type, root.xml. You see, you have an encoded password here. Okay, what you can do now, you can apply the same method, PS credential, or you can use hex code, hex decoder. So let me try hex decoder. Hex decoder. The output is damn near genius, but I apologize for cheating you like this. Yeah, over the flag, you put me the warning of the cookies. I like this. Here is your root flag, and this is the flag. So technically, we have escalated the privilege, and we found out the root flag and the administrator password. So right now we are here. What is Tyson's flag? If you remember, Tyson is T. William. Okay, to find his flag, you have to go back one step. Again, go to or dir to list the users. Tyson is T. Williams. So cd to T. Williams. And here there is a file called definitely until all the end, until you have .exe. So just execute this file by typing type. Oh, we need one backslash as well. And here, I don't know why would someone name this file like this. I don't know. I have no idea. And this is the flag for that user. Last question is kind of CTF-like. So what is the complete top secret? To find top secret, you have to go back, again back, see the program files, dir, and see the top secret. You have one image, just download it. Makes sense to download it. Yeah, hopefully the machine won't disconnect. Fine. So this is the secret file. Open it and read through the dialog. Listen, kid, I don't have much time. Listen carefully. The way to exit Vim is colon W, and you guess it right. The way to exit Vim is colon W and type Q here. So the secret is colon W Q. So this concludes the challenge of this video. I hope you liked the content. Definitely something that was not expected in this room. But yeah, I like the challenge and I hope you like it too. See you in the next video.